Hey y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to set up your own server on a Raspberry Pi. What you're going to need is, well, something that can flash an SD card. I don't have anything with an adapter, so I'm using my Steam Deck. You're going to, of course, need a Raspberry Pi. I have a 2.0, or I guess it's called a 0.2. And you're going to need an SD card. I have just a 32 gig SD card because you probably don't want to store the files on the SD card because big SD cards are expensive, but you can just plug in a USB drive and use that as your storage and just use this as your boot drive. Anyways, first you start by putting it in. What you're going to do is you can use whatever you want. I'm just using one that I found that works. It's just an application to flash images to SD cards. I know that Raspberry Pi has their own, but it only works on Windows and on some Linux devices, which unfortunately not this one. So I'm using this one. I'll leave a link in the description. So you're going to say flash from file. You're going to find this one, which you just downloaded, which is Nextcloud Pi, Raspberry Pi. You're going to open that. You're going to select your drive, which is going to be my 32 gig micro SD card. You're going to say select and flash. And it's going to probably ask for a password. So I'm just going to put that in real quick. I don't know if it asks for a password everywhere, but it does on my Steam Deck. But it works. So now we just wait for it to finish. And here you can just skip because it's just verifying. You can wait if you want, but I don't want to. And now what you're gonna do is go try to find it. You're gonna go to the boot partition. You're going to right click, say create text file. What we're gonna do is, here, let me move that because the keyboard wants to go to the top. So we're gonna call it SSH with no type of file. It's not a TXT or anything. We're just gonna leave that blank. Then we're gonna make another file. This is so it can connect to Wi-Fi and we don't have to plug it in and do it ourselves. What you're gonna do is create a file called WPA underscore supplicant dot config, just conf. There's no fig in it. It's a weird way to call it, but that's what it is. You're going to say enter, and you're going to open that file. I'll have this in the description, so you don't have to sit there and write it out yourself. You can just paste it. This is just all the stuff for your Wi-Fi. So here under your Wi-Fi SSID, that's just the name of your Wi-Fi, and then down below it is your Wi-Fi password. So just fill those out, click save, and then put it in your Raspberry Pi, and I'll see you on my computer. So here we are on the computer. What you're gonna do next is you're gonna use what's called an SSH program. You can use whichever one you want, and if you don't know what that is, I'll just leave one in the description that you can use, and you can just follow along. So here, you're going to need the IP of your Raspberry Pi. It's easier if you don't want to do it headless, which means you don't plug it into a monitor or anything. You do it all wirelessly so you don't have to deal with it. But it is easier if you do it the other way. But this way, I already know what it is because I've assigned it a static IP address. But the way you can is you can just go to your router, log in, and look for a device called NextPi. Or something like that. That's what it is on my network. And that's the IP that you're going to want to put in here. So mine, I would just put in real quick. Sometimes it takes a minute. And it's going to give us this window. I'm just going to go full screen. So you're just going to use the default credentials for this, which the username is Pi. Oh, I have caps lock on. Username is Pi, and then the password is Raspberry. Give that a sec. Okay. So this would normally work right now, but I'm having some problem with permissions and stuff, so that I have to do things differently. So what you're going to do next is type ncp-config. I'm just going to not do the update right now. You can if you want. I'm not going to right now. Sorry, I forgot that. I'm going to say no, we don't want to update. We're going to go to config. It takes a minute. It'll probably be faster if you have a faster Raspberry Pi, but mine's one of the slowest. Still works though. Then what you're going to do is scroll down till you'll find NC Web UI. You're going to click on that. Give it a sec. And you're going to change this no to a yes. Then just push enter. Then we're going to say back and finish. Now, this would be where you would stop if yours was working, but so far I have not gotten it to work this simply, even though it's supposed to be this simple. So what now I have to do, because there's some permission issues, what you have to do is say sudo mkdir, so make directory, -p, still not really sure what that means. You're going to say /run/php/. You're going to run that. Then you're going to type sudo service php 7.4-fpm restart. And now we're going to, just to make sure it's actually up and running and that I did this correctly, we're going to say systemctl status php 7.4-fpm .service. And if it looks like this and it says active and running, then we know it's up and running. So what we're going to do is close this. We're going to open our web browser, and we're going to go to that same IP, so 192.168. You can see here it's already here because I've been messing with it. And we're gonna add dot, or I guess not dot, but we're gonna add that 4443. Push enter. So it should give you a window like this, and what you're gonna put in is the default is ncp, and the password is own your, I think I messed it up. Own your bits. Say sign in. And it should take you to a page like this. If it didn't, well, I can't really help you because it took me hours to get it to this point. So now you have this page, the activation page, and you have these two codes. I would recommend just taking a picture of them because you're really only going to need them once. And I would highly recommend copying this bottom one because this is the one you're going to need, rather than having to look at your picture and type it because you're going to need it real quick. So just copy that. Then what you're going to do is go back to the top. We're just going to remove all this and just go to the IP, click enter. Sorry, you're actually going to click activate down at the bottom. This might take a minute. Okay, so now that it says activation successful, it's just going to put you back to this page. Then you're going to remove that and just put in the IP address. Now it should take you to a login page. Yep. And you're going to put in the ncp. Your password is going to be the one you just copied. And there you go. Go over to Files. There you go. Web server on a Raspberry Pi. If you got any questions, ask them in the comment section. If you got any ideas for a video, let me know. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.